Time now for Sid Sixero. Here's where I get 60 seconds to talk about anything. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. The Vancouver Canucks haven't played a hockey game since March 24th. COVID outbreak. Over 20 players, 4 coaches were sick. They were originally scheduled to resume play tonight against the Oilers. That is, until Canucks forward JT Miller sat in front of his computer a few days ago and basically told the world, we're not ready to play.
I cannot imagine guys that have had it and guys that are struggling to breathe, getting up and down steps to try to come back and perform. So that's the only part that I go back to. And I'm just more worried about our team's safety and of our players and their families. And that's my number one priority and thought that goes through my head on a day-to-day basis.
That's what leadership sounds like. He was honest, to the point, and he did something NHL players rarely do. Speak their mind. As a result, Oilers game tonight postponed. Same reportedly goes for tomorrow night against the Leafs on Hockey Night in Canada. That not official yet. At some point, your players are not just cattle. They're human beings. Start treating them like it. Mike Futa has won 2 Stanley Cups as an executive in the National Hockey League, doing great work with Sportsnet. I've also come to realize he's a great dude. And he's joining us here on Breakfast Television this morning. Good morning, Mike. How big a role did those comments, and to let everyone know, it was part of a 9-minute media availability where JT Miller was quite remarkable. How much of a role do you think he played in the schedule reorganization that we're kind of seeing with the Canucks now?
Well, I think it was huge. It set the alarm bells off to the extremity of what they were going through. And I think, first off, the league has done a tremendous job, looking after the safety of the players and doing everything possible to keep everybody healthy, which obviously is the most important thing. I mean, we love to watch the games, but these athletes have to remain healthy. But I think, to protect the integrity of the game, even I talked to Elliot Friedman last night. He said there might have only been 12 players available to play. So that doesn't even make for a good game. So health first and foremost. I think the extra couple of days allowed them to get their legs munched. I just hope that some of these teams that are kind of fading in the standings and stuff, that just, everybody's got to remain disciplined and stick to their guns with regards to dealing with this pandemic. And hopefully we can get through and get into a bubble for the playoffs. But hats off to him for speaking his mind. And we just hope that everybody stays healthy, get back on the ice and enjoy the hockey.
Hear, hear. And I do think, Mike, before I get one quick Leafs thought, there comes a point where you look at the standings and you got to be real about it. What's it about? Like if you're not having a good season and it's such a concern, let's just be real about the situation that teams are in. And also for the sanctity of the rest of the schedule, let's keep it as fair as we possibly can. I would agree with that. Quickly, the Leafs have not won a hockey game, Mike, since the trade deadline this week. 3 games winless. They lost last night to the Jets. Jack Campbell, who was going to win the Vezina, was pulled after 3. Leaf fans are normally really patient, Mike, as we know.
Oh, yes.
Will there be panic today? A little bit.
I think there will be starch panic. I haven't, again, I will listen to the airwaves. I heard a little bit of it last night, but I think they have to be patient. I mean, this is one heck of a team that's been put together. We haven't even seen the final product. I mean, you've got Nylander in quarantine still. You've got Austin Matthews out of the lineup. And I think one of the biggest pickups in recent history for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Nick Foligno, is going to be coming back. And he's going to be, I mean, as I said last night, that this is a guy that held the Leafs accountable last year as a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And this year he's going to hold them accountable as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He's forgotten more about hockey than I'll ever know. He's got 2 Stanley Cups as an executive in this league. Mike Futa, we appreciate it. Have a great weekend, sir. Thanks for waking up.
Thanks, Sid. Have a great weekend.
You too. You too. You sound off coming up after the break. Again, as Faiza and I and Frankie talked about, curfews are in the ether in Ontario. We might not hear about it today, but cases are rising. Do curfews work in a pandemic? What do you think? 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca, at Breakfast TV on Twitter 24/7. Your reaction next. It's 6:44. Good morning, Toronto.